Hey Sagittarius, this week we've got our first full week of Aquarius season. Aquarius season is time that we kind of like to think outside the box a little bit. You want to go a little bit further than what you normally would. It's a little bit different, you know, you can be more independent, you can express yourself in a different way, maybe connect in your relationships in a slightly different way as well. It's very inventive and kind of expansive energy. So for you, this is going to be a time when you're actually starting to communicate a little bit differently, you know, maybe express yourself differently. Maybe you're finding a new confidence within or a new inspiration within as well. Maybe you want to be a little bit more creative or a little bit kind of just not quite as familiar or safe as you have been, you know. This is a fantastic time, especially this week, for you to do writing, for you to speak as well. Writing and speaking can be very... you know, like they can bring things up from inside where you're like, oh wow, okay, now I've got a perspective shift. Now I can see things a little bit differently. I can start to you know, shift a mindset or shift a belief or a block in some way. This can be a really empowering time for you to kind of go beneath a little bit through words, basically. So we've also got Venus moving into Pisces this week, so that gives even more of this kind of dreamy energy of like envisioning things and going into the subconscious. And this can be a really great time for you to actually make some adjustments that are, you know, not the kind of big challenges that we've had recently, but they're more kind of like inspiring and curious rather than like, okay, now it's time to, you know, walk over the hot coals or like go through the fire, you know, it's like a lot easier. Okay, so your cards are the Ten of Swords and the King of Swords. Swords. So you have got a situation ending at the moment. There's something that is, you know, it's just really not, it's not serving you anymore. It's not your path anymore. It's not your story anymore. And so you are starting to kind of almost like create new pathways, create new narratives in your life. With the King of Swords is very strategic. So he sees things as like not as emotional. He's like, okay, that needed to happen, and so it's going to be in my best interests. And he's able to like philosophize things and to see things, you know, for his best interest rather than getting kind of like bogged down by emotional energy. So this is a really good week for you to actually try and see things from an objective point of view, something that's ended or something that's changed recently, to kind of look at it from the eyes of the King of Swords and to be like, actually this was, you know, really good for me and I learned something from it as well. So guys, if you want a reading, there are links below. Otherwise, subscribe and I'll see you next week.